Yo, what's up? Good morning, man. It's Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. And I'm in the city right now. It's a beautiful morning, right? And I just remember people are going back to college, right? And over there. And it made me realize, fuck, I forgot. Oh shit, my phone almost fell. It made me realize, fuck, I forgot, like, college sucks, you know? By the way, if you guys can hear me, let me know, because I kind of dropped the phone a little bit. So if there's an audio problem, just say so, all right? So this is why I believe college is a scam and is overrated, man. There are some degrees that you need college for. There are some degrees you need college for. There's absolutely, there is no doubt about it that you need a degree to become a doctor. You need a degree to become a dentist. You're fucking with people's faces. You're fucking with people's bodies. You need to be qualified for that. So college is for that. But then you got on your way to going to med school. You gotta do electives. You gotta do generals. What the fuck is that? Right? You got so many stupid classes you gotta take. And you say, even if people taking it, they say to themselves, like, yo, this doesn't make any sense. Why am I doing this? Like, I don't need to take this fucking class. I don't need to take poetry class. I don't need to learn about Shakespeare. How is Shakespeare gonna help me? Right? And I remember taking those stupid ass classes, reading the Iliad, reading about Homer. What I was like, Homer? Wasn't he in The Simpsons? Like, about all that shit. I hated that shit. And what pissed me off the most was that when I was doing that, I was wasting my money. And then after fucking 3 years of studying, then I started studying psychology. After 3 years of studying, right? And a lot of people who watch my channel, they tell me, oh my God, what college did you go to learn all this? Fuck that, I didn't learn this in college. They don't teach you this shit in college, man. They never do. They never teach you the shit that really works, man. Like, I'm telling you, the only good thing about college is partying and getting a certain degree that's specific to that you really need a degree for, like being a doctor. But a lot of degrees, like, if you ask people what did they go to school for, people who are professionals, a lot of people didn't go to school for the things that they're doing. A lot of people. And this is the thing, is that, okay, so you say to yourself, okay, so but they're in business and they're successful. Sure, they didn't use a degree, but maybe it was because of college that they got the motivation to do that. No, maybe is that they were intrinsically motivated. It wasn't the college. It was that as individuals they were motivated. You see, so it's not about the college. It's about you. And a lot of times you people trap themselves into believing that in order to succeed, I need to go to college. And people are told that, right? And that's why they amount a lot of debt. Dude, man, I'm in debt from school, man. I own like $50,000 in debt in school. $55,000. I haven't paid that shit. I gotta start paying, right? Hopefully they're not taking notes. But I swear to God, if I could just fucking have student loans, like, oh my God, man. It's just, and the thing I hate the most about college is the fact that the student loan that they tell you to take, you can't bankrupt yourself out of it. I swear to God, a part of me just wants to have student loans suck my fucking dick, man, because they're such an assholes. Like, when you're young, you make a lot of stupid decisions, and that means getting out loans. You're stupid when you're young. And so when you put that into kids' hands and then they tell you, you better go to college or else you will make it, and try to scare you into taking those loans out because you have no other way to study. And another thing about it is that colleges are subsidized by the government. So that means that colleges become more inflated. They cost more because it's not much of a free market. If it was a free market where everyone had to complete and there was no, and you had to work for college, a lot of people would either not go to college and find other careers that they would have gone to eventually after they would have graduated, right? And a lot of people will create their own careers or work themselves through college with the point that they don't have to go to debt, or pick cheaper universities and focus on going to college and on studying. You see, you'll make better decisions, but because you have loans, even though it looks like a good thing, but it really isn't. Because yeah, it's they're giving you loans, but what's happening is that because they're giving you money, they're giving you, because they're subsidizing the college, it's coming from the government, I believe so, it makes the prices a lot more expensive, because there isn't much of a, you're not allowing the free market to dictate how much it's gonna cost. You know, market capitalism, whatever. I don't know much about that. And yo, man, I'm telling you, man, like a part of me was like, yo, dude, just leave the country. Just leave the country. Like, just go somewhere else. Go to Colombia. Because it's just, yo, you can't bankrupt yourself out of it. Now, for those, okay, I got asked a question, what you study? I studied psychology. And I'm telling you, like, even when I went to school, when I graduated and I worked in social work, I used to be a counselor, I didn't like it. So, if it wasn't that I was crazy enough to quit, fired. I got fired, but they made me quit. If it wasn't that I was crazy enough to study what do what I do, you know, if it wasn't that I was crazy enough to actually say to myself, you know what, let me take 5 months to learn how to talk to girls. If it wasn't that I was crazy enough to say, let me move to my mom's house and learn marketing. If it wasn't for the stupid decisions of handing in my application late to grad school and not being accepted because my application was too late and my GPA was low, if it wasn't for that, I would have been even more in debt. If it wasn't for my stupidity to not be able to hand in my paper for grad school, if it wasn't for my stupidity, I would have been in that trap. You know, it requires a certain level of stupidity to actually escape this fucking trap. You know, like I swear to God, that was like the biggest thing in the world. That the fact that I handed in my application late to for CUNY, and if it wasn't for that, I would have been in college. And that, more than that, Jesus Christ, it's like that everywhere. You know, and the thing that makes me mad, and again, most parents do this because they want the best for the kids. Parents pressure the kids to go to college for good reasons. For good reasons. But that's where you gotta start to think for yourself. And you gotta stop having other people think for you, you know? And that means that if you believe that going to college is not for you, don't do it. You know, and don't do it, you know? Now I gotta ask the question, how many hours a day do I devote to self-development? Not that many hours. I just have my own challenges and I work my way through it, you know? You gotta have challenges, not time, in order to work on yourself. Time is not what you use. You use challenges to help you go. But yo, I'm telling you, man, like, if you're in college and you think that you hate your major and you're considering quitting and you're considering dropping out, I'm not gonna tell you to drop out, but I will tell you to consider it, because it's not a stupid decision, dude. Like, there's something called cutting your losses. If you don't like what you do, a lot of times you want to continue doing it because you think, oh, I already did it for 5. I'm already studying this for 2 years. No, dude, you gotta drop shit. You gotta learn how to drop shit. You gotta learn how to start all over again, and be okay with starting all over again. Man, I'm telling you, man, like, college is such a fucking scam, yo. I just cannot believe that. You know what? They got me with the girls. That's the thing. They got me with the girls. The girls made me not see how much it costed and all that sort of stuff. Let me tell you something, man. Colleges love those college movies where they're partying, all that sort of stuff, because it promotes them. Even though that's not what you're getting, because a lot of those girls, you know, they're how can I say this? They don't want to look slutty, so they sort of don't act the way they should act. I'm just kidding around. Oh man, dude, I'm telling you, man. So yeah, now the good thing about college though is that they give you a structure. You know, they'll tell you, if you want to attain this career, this is exactly what you got to do, right? The problem with doing things on your own is that you have to create your own structure. You have to create your own curriculum to have your career. My curriculum for this career that I have is a little off. It's not normal. I studied pickup for 5 months. I practiced. I used that as my spiritual practice. There's no clear path where I can say this is how you become a dating coach, you know. But what I did was I just followed I hate to say this, what I really enjoyed. You know, I just got lucky to get in a career or to know certain things that somehow, some way apply to women. You know, somehow, some way it applied to you guys. So a lot has to do with luck, but at the same time, I prepared for it because the knowledge of it came from taking a risk. You know, from from being willing to fail and whatnot. People are asking me where I'm going. I'm going to this cafeteria right here, and so I could like study and read and all that shit. And yeah, man, I'm gonna get some iced coffee and croissant. But yeah, man, like for example, like if I had a kid and they were like, oh, dad, I guess it's a girl, but if I had a kid, and like, oh, dad, you know, I want to go to college. I'd be like, yo, dude, take a breath, take a deep breath. You know, think about that. You know, go to community college first, right? The mistake also a lot of people make is when they go straight to a 4-year private university. That's another mistake that people make, and they're just following the herd. That's the thing. They don't wanna be at home. Like, dude, I remember being at home, like last year. I remember being at home, watching everybody go to work, and me being at home in the morning, wearing my chancletas, wearing my basketball shorts, and without a shirt, just chilling, right? And my mom will be like, Alexis, you know, look at them, look at the vecino's kid. He's going to work. He's got his kids. He's got a wife. Sure, he's bald, but you know, he's doing what he's supposed to do. And you have to ignore that because you know you're on your mission. That's the thing, is that when you're doing things out of the norm, you're gonna have a lot of resistance from other people. You know, a lot of people are gonna resist you. A lot of people are gonna show you, look at other people. Look, they're making money. Look at you. You're not making money, right? And I was fucking broke. I wasn't making much. I was not working because first of all, I was stubborn. I was like, fuck that shit. I'm not going back to work. Like my whole premise was, I'm not gonna cut my hair until I succeed. That was my premise. I was like, I'm not cutting my hair. That's why my hair was growing. That shit was gonna grow to the fucking roof if I would have not done this. And B, I refused to go to work for 9 to 5. I refused it. And so it was so painful being in that situation that that's why I would make 4 videos in a day, because the pain of being in that situation was driving me towards succeeding, right? And that's the thing, is that you learn how to create your own structure. You learn how to create your own path to life. Like, you sort of learn the art of creating your own path. Where in college, and again, there's nothing wrong with this, but I'm just saying, like, in college, they create your path. So you don't really think that much. You don't think creatively. You're not thinking creatively. You know, they're guiding you. Nothing wrong with you being guided, but there is something to be said about you thinking for your own self. You see, you thinking for your own self. And again, college is good for certain careers. College is good for certain personality types, but that is not good for you. You know, that is not good for you. And when you have $50,000 in debt, $50K in debt, get the fuck out of here, man. Take that $50K, right? Take that $50K, get yourself a lot of fucking books, go to another country, live in a hostel, and study that shit day and night for 2 years. Or whatever it is you're gonna be doing. Study every single day. That's a horrible recipe. But what I'm saying is that you have to think for yourself, right? Don't limit yourself to the options of just college. Like, that's the problem, is that people limit their options for just college. And so they don't know that there are other careers that they can make. I don't know, like a dating coach, right? Like, you imagine dating coach 101? You imagine me as a teacher. All right, people, let's start the class. Look like I'm about to go to teach. We're like, all right, people, put your books out, right? Notice the breath. All right, senor. All right. You know, see, if I was a teacher, I'll be a cool teacher. You know, I'll make sure, you know, I'll try to be the handsome teacher, the good-looking teacher. I always be checking out rate my professor, making sure people rate me good. Yeah, man. But I would never work at a high school, I'll tell you that. I worked at a high school once as a social worker, and that shit is horrible. Horrible. Not because of working as a social worker, but because girls don't look their age no more, man. Girls don't look their age. And a lot of these girls have daddy issues. And you know what happens when they have daddy issues? They go to the counselor. And you know what happens when they go to the counselor? They get a little bit too happy when they hang around you. You see, and stuff like that, especially if they live in your neighborhood, no. Like, it's something that, particularly with Catholic schools, I don't understand this. And somebody, please tell me if I'm a perv for this. Why do they still have Catholic school uniforms? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of having these kids wearing dresses like that? I see no purpose in that. I absolutely see no purpose of having the girls wearing a skirt with socks all the way up to her fucking knee. Yo, that says Naughty America all the way to it. What the fuck is that? Anyways, that shit just it's just. I actually have a friend of mine, and his niece goes to Catholic school. He says he's disturbed by how his niece dresses, and he told me how his niece will bring his friends after school, and they don't look, not her but her friends because they're older. They don't look their age. Yo, like that's stupid. That person, I would never work at Catholic school. Anyways, I lost focus. But yeah, man. Find your path, man. Anyways, this is Alex from mindforattraction.org. I'm about to get some work done. You know what I began doing? Every single day, I used to write every day, you know, because I used to write my outlines. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to start writing my outlines for 2 days. Like 2 days writing my outlines so that the rest of the week I don't have to write outlines. So in other words, I'm doing the hardest work in 2 days. So that I don't have to think about it and I don't really slack off or whatnot. But yeah, that's it. Too much talking. Bye. Have a good day. Bye-bye.